Hey guys, Roman and Reaper here. Yep, it's that time. I'm outside the cinema, for a brand new cinema trip video. And yeah, about to head in and see Wonka. This is of course the brand new film from Paul King. I'm kind of excited for this, mainly just for Paul King's involvement of Paddington. Great movies. So yeah, I'm expecting some like nice, sincere family entertainment, exactly what you get from a Paul King film. And it's got songs by Neil Hannon of the Divine Comedy. That was just an irresistible combo that I'm hoping delivers. So yeah, I'm gonna head in, get my snacks, get my seat, and go see Wonka. So yeah, I've got my popcorn and a fountain, ready to enter a world of pure imagination. So yeah, just got back from Wonka seeing the cinema. Scratch that, reverse it. So look, the idea of a Willy Wonka origin story prequel, the first thought that springs to mind is done. This is such an obvious, cash grab idea that just prints money. But there is reason to be optimistic, at least cautiously optimistic, with the assured hand of Paul King in the director's chair. He, of course, brought us both Paddington movies, which I adore. So it's safe to say that he has pedigree in taking what would theoretically be, a really dumb cash grab idea and spinning it into absolute family movie gold. But is this one another winner for Paul King? And does the film do enough to overcome its really obvious cash grab nature? Let's find out. So, in the film, we of course meet a young Willy Wonka. He has just stepped off the boat with nothing but a dozen silver sovereigns in his pocket and a hat full of dreams. And his big dream is to open a chocolate shop in the Gallery Gourmet, where he plans to make his fortune selling the colourful confectionaries he creates. Only there are several big hurdles standing in the way of him and success, including the cruel conditions of the workhouse in which he lives, an Oompa Loompa stealing his chocolates by night, and of course the Chocolate Cartel, a trio of chocolatiers who will stop at nothing to ensure that Wonka never sells or produces another bar of chocolate as long as he lives. So, look, I have to address the elephant in the room here. This movie being good was not something that was on my bingo card for this year. But 2023 has been an unpredictable year, and I'm happy to say that you can colour me pleasantly surprised. I thoroughly enjoyed Wonka. I think it's exactly what families and cinema goers in general are going to be looking for this Christmas because, it's just so damn sincere. Like, this is such a big hearted, good natured film, incredibly sincere and wholesome. Like, it's really sugary and sweet and infectiously so, much like one of Willy Wonka's chocolates. It's this kind of big hearted storytelling which Paul King excels at. And another Paul King staple that is present and correct here is some really lovely, whimsical world building and production design. It's incredibly vibrant, candy colored, notably Wonka's chocolate shop, and with some fun little visual flourishes throughout, like flickering photos which transition into a flashback of Wonka's childhood, some little sketchbook animations that make up characters' dreams and plans, a blueprint animation which delivers some fun visual exposition about the cartel, and even a really funny visual gag of involving a silhouette shot of the effects of a piece of chocolate which simulates the experience of an alcohol-induced good time. It's absolutely brilliant stuff. But beneath all the whimsy and the sincerity, it never shies away from the darker edges of Willy Wonka. This is a world where, we've got a cruel workhouse in which an abandoned orphan lives, and there's the chocolate cartel who, cement their dominance over the chocolate industry by corruption and greed, with the chief of police and a local cleric on the payroll. But yet, its good heart always shines through. And this rings true with its, really fun cast of characters and some great performances. You know, Obviously, Timothy Chalamet as Wonka. Going in, I was expecting this to be a huge miscast because while yes, he may look the part, certainly nothing about his other performances screams Wonka. I'm so happy that my doubts were washed away here. He's great. He certainly wonderfully sells the eccentricities of Wonka, while also bringing a real fun theatre kid energy to the musical numbers. And he also has a really lovely dynamic with Calla Lane as Noodle, the orphan at the workhouse that he befriends and promises a better life for her. Their dynamic is so lovely and charming, and they're both great. And they're joined by a really fun ensemble of comedic performers. You've got Olivia Colman and Tom Davis as Scrubbit and Bleacher, the owners of the workhouse. Their cruelty and love-hate relationship leading to some great gags, including a really, really funny scene of Tom Davis in Lederhosen. Yeah, you kind of have to see it to believe it. It's very funny. You've also got the Chocolate Cartel themselves, played by Patterson Joseph, Matthew Bainton, and Matt Lucas. They're very funny. Patterson Joseph Slugworth very much being the straight man of the three, while there's some humour in Matthew Bainton as Fickelgruber, and how ill the mere mention of the poor makes him, and Matt Lucas as Prodnose, who has an affinity for saying the quiet part of their evil plans out loud. They're all very funny. You've also got Rowan Atkinson as Father Julius, the cleric on their payroll, a huge chocoholic. He's very fun, as you'd expect from Rowan Atkinson. And you also got Keegan Michael Key as the chief of police, who ever expanding as the cartel satisfies his sweet tooth. But the standout here comedically, far and away, is Hugh Grant as the Oompa Loompa. Yeah, he is great. He is very, very funny. Obviously, the CGI is not great for his Oompa Loompa form. It does look kind of rough. But in saying that, whenever he is on screen, he generates big laughs. Like, it's a small role, both figuratively and literally. And whenever he is on screen, he leaves an impact. Hugh Grant is great. And what's also great is the musical numbers. Yeah, of course, I mentioned them, with the energy Chalamet brings. And yeah, the songs are wonderful. They're, of course, written by Neil Hannon of the Divine Comedy. And Divine Comedy's songs do have that sort of theatrical energy to them anyway, which does translate really nicely into full-blown musical numbers. Like, there are some real fun little toe tappers here. Like, obviously, there are renditions of Pure Imagination and Oompa Loompa, but there's some real fun songs created for the film. Obviously, you've got Hatful of Dreams, Scrub Scrub, Sweet Tooth, Never Had Chocolate Like This, and World of Your Own. Some real fun songs here. Um, Admittedly, the film, with its good heart, can at times play itself a little safe. There are some very familiar family movie beats here that, of course, the film hits. So it does kind of play itself a little safe, which does kind of go against Willy Wonka as a character. But in saying that, the film is just so damn lovely that you're willing to forget that. Like, Wonka is a wonderful film. It's certainly not Paddington good, but within the first 10 minutes, I was on board, and I was left with a big smile on my face multiple times. It's exactly the sincere, wholesome, good-natured entertainment that I think cinema goers are absolutely going to love this Christmas. And I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. So I sort of spent most of the year kind of curious as to what the big event of this Christmas would be, because nothing seemed to be particularly jumping out on that front. But I think word of mouth is going to spread, and it will be Wonka. Sorry, Aquaman, but Paul King has an advantage in the race already. So yeah, let me know down in the comments, have you seen Wonka? What did you think of it? Are you a fan of the Paddington movies? What did you make of Chalamet's casting? What do you make of the song numbers? And do you think it overcomes its obvious cash grab nature? Let me know all that down in the comments. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you're new. And don't forget to turn on post notifications so you don't miss an upload.